Case Season 2, Episode 9, Phrygian and Locrian modes. More modes, more Greek modes. We've passed through Dorian, Aeolian, and Mixolydian modes. I'm going to go through 2 different modes on this episode because they are so close fingering-wise. And it's how I teach them to my bass students. I teach these 2 right in a row, and it knocks them right out. They are also 2 modes that you can play to the 9th and back down without shifting. Check out the video, and arpeggios also. Okay, Phrygian first. It's a mode/scale you can use over a minor chord that has a flat 9. Sometimes I just use it over a minor chord. So like if you had a C minor 7 with a flat 9, that's the scale that would fit beautifully over that. Okay, so here is number 1, me playing C Phrygian. Just the scale up and down up to the 9th. Here you go. Okay, and like you can see on the YouTube video, I'm playing it no shift, like I mentioned, and it makes it real effective too. Okay, now I'm going to play it the scale with the arpeggio. Still same thing, it just sits right there on the instrument beautifully on the electric bass. So here's number 2, C Phrygian with arpeggio. So here's the scale and arpeggio together. Here you go, number 2. Okay, simple, right? I mean, I'm going to say simple rather than easy. Simple as it fits on there, and the fingerings 1, 2, 4. Move to the next string 1, 3, 4, and move to the next string 1, 3, 4. And I think it's a really good exercise too for those trying to get their fingerings or to get their finger strength together, their dexterity, facility with their fingers, which can be a problem with some newer emerging bass players. Okay, now I'm going to play Phrygian with the arpeggio through the cycle. And for those unfamiliar with what through the cycle, see my previous episode on practicing through the cycle, meaning I'm going to be playing it in C, F, B flat, E flat, and so on, just basically going through the cycle of 4s, or what some people call the jazz cycle. So here is number 3, Phrygian, 12 times, 12 keys, with arpeggio through the cycle. Okay. And I wholeheartedly recommend that you practice this like that. It'll get you very familiar with your instrument, and it's good to practice through the cycle and in all 12 keys. That's something that I see sorely missing from a lot of players. Can you play this with a shift? Of course. And I'm going to have a supplemental video of that on my bass case YouTube page. And you'll see it with there. I think it makes it a little bit more difficult, but it does add a couple more notes to it. So you can see that on there. Okay, let's move to the Locrian scale. As I mentioned, the fingerings are close. They're so close, it changes 1/2 step. So the Locrian fingering is 1 2 4, next string 1 2 4, next string 1 3 4. 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 3 4. And the key note in this is that you're going to have a flat 5 in there. And this is a good scale to play over diminished chords and some alt dominant chords. But it fits beautifully over diminished chords because it is a minor with a flat 5, basically. So here's number 4, Locrian in C, no shifts. Okay, now don't confuse the two. Phrygian and Locrian are so close. It's just the difference of one note in each. And many times my students get confused too. So practice them separately and then together. Okay, here's Locrian in C with the arpeggio. Now this is something that's going to make it different because you're going to have that flat 5 in the arpeggio. So here is number 5, Locrian in C with arpeggio. Okay, even with the arpeggio, you don't have to shift. Now, if you want the nomenclature, it's a minor chord with a flat 5 and a flat 9, or a diminished chord with a flat 9. It could, as I say, work with an alt-dominant chord, and it does pretty effectively, depending on the alt-dominant chord. And I'm going to give an episode on altered dominant chords. Okay, now here's Locrian with arpeggio through the cycle, how you should practice this. Here's number 6, Locrian with the arpeggio through the cycle. Now, like I said, scales, arpeggios, technical exercises, licks, heads, lines should be practiced in all keys, all 12 keys. And doing them through the cycle is very effective. It'll get your ears tuned up into root movement of fourths. But let me kind of caution, through the cycle is just one method. Through the cycle of fourths, which is the one, as you notice, that I'm always doing, is the one that they train jazz musicians for. And we're used to that. But for those in the classical world, and when I had to take classical lessons, we moved through fifths. It's both effective because you go through all the keys. Now, you've seen me do this and go through half steps, starting on C and then go to D flat, D, E flat, E. Also super effective. In fifths, like I say, there's also the random roots that Anton Schwartz uses. Email me if you want a copy of that. So there are other ways, but it is important to go through all the keys. Okay, if you have any questions, email me at phil@basscase.co. I'll talk to you soon.